Opening statements today for the first criminal trial connected to the Capitol riot. Guy Reffitt of Wylie faces a slew of charges. Prosecutors say he's a member of an extremist militia, and he wore tactical gear and brought zip ties to the Capitol during the riot. His own son called the FBI on him, and his son is expected to testify. Fox 4's David Sintendry has more from the first day of the federal trial. David.
Yeah, today we're hearing testimony from a Capitol police officer who launched pepper balls at Reffitt during the riot. She says he was leading a crowd toward the Capitol and that for every step he took forward, those behind him followed. Guy Reffitt of Wylie is first to stand trial for his role in the Capitol riot. Prosecutors say he was, quote, the tip of this mob's spear. Reffitt's attorney says there's a lot of hype and a rush to judgment.
Threatening his teenage children.
John Tickle is a former federal and state prosecutor with no affiliation to the case, which he says will set a precedent for the other Capitol riot cases that go to trial.
That could affect their decisions on what to do going forward.
Reffitt is charged with bringing a gun onto Capitol grounds and transporting firearms during a civil disorder. Investigators believe he brought an AR-15 rifle and a Smith & Wesson pistol when he drove to Washington. Prosecutors say images of Reffitt appear to show a silver object in a handgun holster on his hip, but his attorney argues there's no clear proof. A handgun in a holster was found when investigators searched his home.
Circumstantial at best evidence that he had a firearm on him at the time that he was on Capitol grounds.
Reffitt, a member of the far-right militia group Texas 3 Percenters, did have zip ties and was wearing tactical gear, according to an affidavit. He didn't go inside the Capitol, however, as he was hit with pepper spray on the steps.
Trying to paint this person as just one of many rioters, and I see also that the U.S. Attorney's Office is trying to get some pieces of evidence outside of what happened there at the Capitol, talking to his family.
Reffitt's son, Jackson Reffitt, 18 years old at the time, called the FBI on his father. He's expected to testify. So is his sister, who was 16 at the time. Reffitt allegedly told his children, choose a side or die. His son made those claims to Fox 4 last year after calling the FBI.
It was my moral compass, kind of, to do what I thought would protect not only my family, but my dad himself. And it wasn't just because I think my dad is aggressive. I think what he's been manipulated into thinking is aggressive.
The alleged threat is part of an obstructing justice charge. I asked Tickle how he would argue that charge.
Is this something where he has a chance to get back at his dad for something? I think those are questions that people would naturally ask or at least think.
Reffitt is also charged with obstructing an official proceeding and being unlawfully present on Capitol grounds. An argument?
More and more people are questioning some of the actions of the Capitol Police who opened barricades and let people in or directed them even to go inside the building.
Reffitt's attorney says there's no evidence that he caused any damage to property, used force, or caused any physical harm to anyone. Now, this trial is likely to stretch all the way into next week. Right now, more than 750 people have been charged federally related to the Capitol riots, and more than 220 have already pled guilty. Steve, Heather, back to you.